Let's start with the numbers. I think your CEO calls it a good performance, putting Allianz on track to hit its 2018 targets. Now, what's going to help you hit those targets? Is it going to be property and casualty, or is it going to be more of a moving of the dial on the asset management side?
Good morning. Yes, we had a very good start in 2018. Our internal growth of revenue was 5%, and this was driven by all segments. So coming to your question, I would expect all segments to contribute to our targets for 2018. When you look at the net income, that was up 7%, and the operating profit was down 6%. But if you adjust for the fixed effects and also for a one-off that we had last year, the operating profit was up 4%, and this reflects really the underlying operating improvement that we are recording, I would say, across the board. If you look at the combined ratio in property and casualty, the combined ratio improved by 80 basis points, and this despite higher natural catastrophe. In life, we have an increase in value new business of 8%. And in asset management, we were able to post 21 billion of net inflows, and the cost-income ratio went down. So when you look at the package, it's very strong across all business lines.
Can I dig a little bit deeper into the PIMCO numbers? Because one thing that perhaps I want to know, you talk about a remarkable 16.3% rise after foreign exchange effects, and the cost-to-income ratio improves. Is that the end of the bonus retention scheme post-bill gross? Is that what's helping you move the dial on those numbers?
No. The improvement that we see in the numbers on a US dollar basis is driven by operational improvement. So the revenue are going up, the costs are more or less flat, and this is driving the improvement. So this is not due to specific one-offs that you are referring to.
Obviously, everybody's looking at the bond markets, and there has been a little bit of an indication that Dana Vasson last month said it was time to cut risk. Are you seeing that in your own investment portfolio? Are you making any adjustments? Are you concerned about potential volatility down the road?
On the asset and the life insurance side, or on the insurance side, we are long-term investors, so we are not necessarily changing our philosophy. We are also basically duration match. That's very important for us, especially on the life side. So from this point of view, we are not really changing the strategic asset allocation. On the equity side, sometimes having this kind of market condition might be even an opportunity to buy more equity, but fundamentally, we stick to our strategic asset allocation.
You're sticking to the asset allocation at the moment. The other big story that's on everybody's mind is the story that ran the CEO, your CEO, saying, look, Allianz would be open to a merger with a big competitor. I suppose brings me to a natural question, which is, would you consider a merger with Zurich? Is that who your CEO is referring to?
I understand that the topic of M&A is always very interesting, very exciting, but this is not really the priority number one for Allianz at the moment. We are very much focused on delivering on our renewal agenda. We have set for ourselves targets for 2018, and these are operational improvement targets. So we want to achieve those kind of targets. We are also thinking about what happens after 2018, and M&A is a tool that we have at our disposal, but that's really not priority number one at the moment here in Munich.
Well, let's just close off that discussion then for the market once and for all. Have you had any major substantive conversations with a major competitor on a prospect of a merger of equals even?
We never comment on M&A. I can just repeat that we are very focused on operational improvement.
Nope, that's fair. We're not going to push that any further. One other concept that came to mind is UBS and Credit Suisse are, we understand, going to have discussions about back office, perhaps merging back offices. Is this a strategy that you would have talked about at board level, considering we don't need to do a mega merger, but what we do need to do is capitalize on the efficiencies within the industry? Is that a suggestion?
Okay, so when we speak about creating shared services, right now we are more thinking about creating shared services internally here at Allianz. However, we are thinking about the possibility that we could offer shared services to other companies, for example, here in Germany. So this is something which is on the table, but fundamentally the primary scope of our thinking right now is more on creating synergies within the Allianz Group.
Let's just close off back to the markets, and I want to focus in on the bond markets. Everybody's talking about 3%. Some bond birds are talking about 4%. Giulio, at what level within your business do you become real adjustments to portfolios? Is it 3.25? Is it 3.5? Where is the break point for Giulio Terzariol, the CFO at Allianz, in terms of markets and bond yields?
So first of all, my expectation is that interest rates are going to go up. I don't see interest rate going up in an exponential way. So I would say if you think about the 10-year Treasury, I would expect the 10-year Treasury in the U.S. to go over the 3% level. For us, that we are at 3.5 or 4%, it does not make a huge difference. If not, that we are going to have even more operating profit on the P&C side, and also on the life side, this is going to provide even more resilience to our operating profit. So fundamentally, increasing interest rates is a positive for our figures.